Value products in supermarkets have been hit hardest by inflation, with prices rising more than 20% in a year. Consumer watchdog Which found this to be well over the overall grocery inflation of nearly 16%. The organisation says those most likely to be already struggling to feed their families are also being most affected by this rise. Now, the Foreign Agricultural Service found that from 2021 to 2022, Ukraine was one of the world's top producers and exporters, providing employment for up to 14% of the population.
Yeah, a lot of it's agricultural, as we know. With agricultural businesses under more pressure than ever because of the war, rural charities are reporting a rise in the number of farmers who are seeking support. Let's talk to Economics Director on the Agriculture and Horticultural Development Board, David Udell. David, morning to you. What is the situation?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, it's something that's unprecedented in terms of agricultural markets. The impact of the Ukrainian conflict over the past 12 months, we saw rapid price inflation through the late spring and summer months of last year, which led to increases in commodity prices, increases in food prices. And from a farmer perspective, that's a massive increase in costs. And that's been one of the biggest impacts that we've seen, that it's been a huge squeeze on farmer margins and profitability of farmers over the last 12 months. And, the volatility that we've seen in markets isn't showing any sign of letting up. It takes a long time for that food price inflation to move out of the supply chain and out of the system. And so we expect that the tightness in farm margins and the lack of profitability in some sectors is going to continue. So it makes it a very tough time for the vast majority of the farming sector at the moment.
And of course, we're seeing this on the shelves already, aren't we, David, with the salad shortage, tomatoes, lettuce, cucumbers, things like that. Already, this is something that we're seeing in our own fridges at home.
Yeah, and this is something that's kind of the risk of being part of a globalized food system, is that as a country and as a relatively affluent country that has high standards of food and a varied diet, it means we are open to a large proportion of volatility from around the world, whether it's these so-called black swan events because of the conflict in Ukraine, or whether it's caused by weather issues, which is what's one of the key drivers behind the shortage of salad products at the moment because of the unfavourable weather that we've seen in North Africa and southwestern Europe. So it opens up a big debate about food security. Food security is more than just how much food we have. It's about making sure that food is affordable and nutritious as well. And given the society that we have, given the food habits that we have, we're going to open ourselves up to a globalized food system, and that brings these risks. And with the added combat of volatility in the world from the conflicts, politics, rising commodity markets and volatile prices, as well as climate change and variable weather that we see over the long term, that paints to a more unstable food price picture. And then coming back to our own farmers, it's where they're so integral to that, to provide a domestic source of our food.
Oh, it's almost like the perfect storm, isn't it? David Udell, good to talk to you this morning. Thanks very much indeed. And it's interesting how it all, obviously, all the weather problems that we've had, adding on to a problem, certainly with our supply chains because of what's happened in Ukraine as well. It's just adding and adding to the problems. We are really feeling it in this country, as a lot of countries are.